All right, so I'm going to start off with a story. I am a mom of 7, which a lot of y'all know. We homeschool our children, and we were in massive debt after a fabulous vacation to Hawaii, which I was super, super excited to go on. But when I came back, it was not so good. I realized that I had put my family in $10,000 worth of debt. Okay, well, we all had put ourselves in $10,000 worth of debt. When you have a big family of 9 people, you have to rent one of those church vans to get around Hawaii. Okay, that cost, this was pre-pandemic, that cost almost $3,000 for 2 weeks of renting. My husband, I said, are you so excited to be in Hawaii? He said, I feel like I just bought a used vehicle. Now, you can't get a used vehicle for $3,000 now, but this was pre-pandemic, and we came back, and I was like, what am I going to do? I have all this debt, and we don't do that. We don't want to do that. So I prayed, and I cried, and I said, Lord, please give me some way to pay off this debt. We are on Medicaid. We weren't on food. We're not on food stamps, or we weren't on food stamps at the time. We're not on food stamps now, obviously. But I was like, we've got to get out of debt. My husband, and also at that point, was being pushed out of his job. He's almost 50 at the time. He's 51 now. So he was being pushed out of his job. He wasn't cool, hip enough, wasn't Instagrammable enough, all this stuff, right? He's a videographer. Being pushed out, needs some cooler social media people. So we felt this push to that we were fixing to lose a lot of our income. One day, I saw some furniture on the side of the road. And I look really orange, and it's not as bad, I promise, in person. I saw some furniture on the side of the road, and I was like, I don't really need that, but someone does, and it's literally the night before trash night, right? So, no one is going to pick up this furniture. It is clearly going to end up in the landfill. And I'm like, let me throw it in the car, need a little paint, need a little something. I'm going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. And I don't really even think I was like, oh, I'll definitely pay off debt this way. I was just thinking, I need money right now. Sold it, $40. Was like, I can do this. Did it again the next night. Started looking at all the places, on the internet. I was like, what is our trash schedule for the neighborhoods around us? Went to the bougie neighborhoods, went to the poor neighborhoods, went to the middle class neighborhoods. I found out an entire strategy how to sell stuff I found on the road. And that is what this next Facebook Live training is going to be, totally free. If you want to join the free Facebook group where I'm going to do a live training, there are going to be questions and answers, people who are just curious about reselling, people who are already in the resale business, people that just want to hear, I'm going to do it on Facebook May 23rd, which is next Tuesday at noon CST. So during your lunchtime, you can take a little breaky break, put it on your ear pods. You don't even have to wear pants. I mean, if you're at work, wear pants. But you can just log on, and I can give you all the details, or a lot of the details, on how to do things. So to continue on with my story, I really had not intended to do a social media thing. I had previously been a blogger, speaker, writer, author, all these things. And I was really burnt out on that industry. It's a hustle industry. I was just I need to make money, and I need to make it now. Within 6 months, we paid off $10,000 worth of debt, solely picking stuff on the side of the road. That's the only thing we did. I didn't go to the thrift stores. I didn't go to the estate sales. I was really underselling things. stuff that I would price at $500, I was selling for $40. Okay. Sold $10,000 worth, I paid $10,000 worth of debt in 6 months. And then was like, had something happen where I switched to vintage. So once I switched to vintage, decided I'm gonna put up like an Instagram account just to like show the coolest parts of like what I pick up. The stuff that I picked up on the side of the road that was vintage, I would like put on my Instagram. So if you scroll down my Instagram, very bottom, literally that is like the best of things that I found on the side of the road. All right. So definitely take a scroll all the way down to my Instagram and see everything that I found on the side of the road that I was proud of, because there's some stuff that I was selling, like coolers, igloo coolers, Sterilite containers that weren't really cool. I don't have those on my Instagram, but they definitely made money. Bikes, man, as long as it was touching the trash can on trash night before, like, because kids are stupid and they leave their bikes out. I was really, really careful with bikes. As a mom of 7, you don't want to pick up some kid's bike and sell it. But there's obviously, like, when they have 2 or 3 bikes set against the trash can, fair game, okay? And it's like the night before trash night. So I sold all the things, switched to vintage, opened a Shopify, which I happened to be a Shopify expert. I was in graphic and web design for 20 years. Set up a Shopify, January 2022. Okay, so rewind, this is a year and a half ago. I've done Shopify and, you know, but it was all like more like national and like t-shirts and like, you know, stuff like this, right? Didn't do super great. It's low, I call it low hanging fruit. It's a low margin. When you're selling furniture, it's like, you're like talking about, yeah, it takes up a lot of space, but when you get it, like you sell it for $400. You'd have to sell how many t-shirts for $400 before you made, you know, how many t-shirts would you have? How many sales? How many customers? How many disgruntled customers would you have to deal with? Selling one item for $400, you have one person that you have to make happy. It's a lot easier. And so hello everyone for joining me. I'm just talking about this and I'm promoting the free Facebook Live group that I'm doing next Tuesday, March 23rd at noon CST. So comment if you want to join. Send me a DM. Anyhow, so back to the story. Opened up a Shopify, January 2022. Hyper local market, not national, no shipping nationwide, no little tchotchke. I hate shipping glass, or I hate shipping in general. No tchotchkes, no clothes, nothing, all things that were $200 or $300 a net. Within the first e-commerce year, I made $103,000 in sales, which was my goal. I was like, if I can make $100,000, I've arrived. All right. And that was like, once I realized that, I was like, dude, I am now in a whole different place with my family. We were on food stamps. We were on Medicaid. We were real broke. And I am now like hiring a maid to come once a week. I am now, which, you know, we don't now, because I was like, I can clean my own house. But for a while, I was being bougie and I was hiring a maid. And it was like, I can send my kids to gymnastics, like little things. Even back when I was before the Shopify, when I wasn't even like making $100,000, I was like, I am going to the H-E-B and paying in cash, and it doesn't hit my bank account at all. Like, I felt so proud that I wasn't having to receive government assistance, that I wasn't having to do any things. And I want that for other people, is really why I'm doing this Facebook Live. Is because no one should ever have to feel the shame that I felt when the H-E-B cashier, when I went on the wrong day, when my Medicaid and my WIC wasn't at the right time. And she was like, none of your coupons are working. And I was like, I've just spent 2.5 hours with 4 children in H-E-B gathering all the stuff, and our fridge is empty. I never, ever want any mama out there, any daddy, to feel that pain when she said, don't you and your husband have jobs? I was like, girl, we have 2 college degrees. Like, no offense, you be working at H-E-B. We have 2 college degrees, and we can't afford our life, all right? Don't judge me for having 7 kids. My kids are beautiful. I ain't no regrets, all right? They are expensive, but actually, statistically, having a large family is more economical because we know how to do it right. We ain't messing around. Anyhow, so I am offering this Facebook Live course. In it, I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell it even fuller and with more detail. So if you want that link, comment below. Yes, I want that link. DM me. Yes, I want the link. I want to know. Even if you just want to be a fly on the wall. Even if you're not really serious. Even if it's just a side hustle or a dream. Okay? I'm going to go in to the basics. And then from there, we're going to talk about ways that we can talk about how to open Shopify. Not everybody has been a graphic designer for 20 years. Okay? I get that. Not everybody knows the ins and outs of coding and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about that. I definitely want to equip you so that you can make a side hustle or a main hustle out of vintage furniture reselling or reselling in general. You could be selling t-shirts. No, if you want to just sell t-shirts on the side, that's cool. I sell t-shirts. I do Printful. It's great. I love it. It's easy. You don't even have to deal with the customer. It's great too. If you want to drop ship, sure. We'll talk about all these things because I've had experience in all of these things. We'll talk about ways that you can continue on education for Shopify. If you want to know how to set up a studio, I have my studio. Like if I show you my house, it is not as beautiful as my Instagram. All right. My kids are a mess. I've got, actually right now my kid he's barfing. So I'm kind of stuck at home. He's been barfing for like 2 days. So I'm dealing with that. We have laundry coming out. Like my house is not like my Instagram, but my studio looks nice. And I can show you how to set up a studio. And I can show you how to set up a studio. Like how I started out, like with how big is that wall? A 6-foot wall, it was literally the entry of my house. Like, when you, like that mudroom, Texas mudrooms, which suck. You walk in, it's like a tiny, 5 by 5 foot space. And then there's like your bathroom. My bathroom is like literally when you walk through the door, and then there's this blank wall. I did it at first with a 5 or 6 foot wall, 8 foot tall, right? I don't even have 10 foot ceilings. And then I can show you how to set up a studio. And when you want, my garage was completely down to the studs. I had to insulate. I had to hang panels. Maybe you're lucky and you don't have to do that. Maybe you've got a nice big wall or garage that you can use, or some space you can use, your she shed or whatever it is that you can use to stage furniture. But I can tell you the basics of how to set up a studio so that your photos can really be amazing. I can show you the basics of video editing and photo editing and how to get your photos that really white pop color. So if you want that information, please comment below that you want that information or DM me. It will be available to anybody and everybody. It is free. Next Tuesday, May 23rd. I sure hope I'm getting the date right. May 23rd, lunchtime, noon, CST. That's Texas time, guys, okay? And you can just log in. And even if you join the group and you can't make it, there'll be a replay. You can watch it later. You can share it with your friends, all right? So I want to empower people to do their dream, because I homeschool my kids. I don't know if y'all know that. I homeschool my kids. Now my husband homeschools my kids, because after 6 months of the Shopify and the e-commerce, and we really got serious and did all the taxes. I can show you not how to do your taxes, but how to set up your DBA and your tax license so you're not getting in trouble with the state because you ain't collecting sales tax. Y'all, serious. Don't mess with the government. You do not want that on your shoulders, but I'll tell you how to do that. My husband, after 6 months, we were like, we're making it. He can quit his job. He quit his job. We went through the summer. He homeschools our children now full time, so I can work full time. The cool thing about owning your own business and working full time and making 6 figures, which my goal is to make more this year, and I'm already on track for that. And I'll have classes where we're talking about income, and I will show you my income. I will show you my income And I will show you screenshots of my Shopify, not at the Facebook Live then, because that will be like too much information, but further on if you join. And so we brought him home, and now we homeschool together, or we tandem homeschools. He's homeschools now all by himself. It's been a rough year that way. He's learning. I only had to homeschool one at a time. He's having to homeschool all the teenagers. So please pray for him. He needs your prayers. He is on a vacation with the 2 top teenagers. I don't know, at the Grand Canyon today, I think. I mean, seriously. My husband is at the Grand Canyon today with our teenagers because we have the income to do it. And that was my point. You get to stay home with your babies, all right? Like, you get to take a trip whenever you want to. Now, if your babies are in school, benefits of homeschooling. We can just take off whenever. But you can stay home. You can make those cookies, Lucille. When your babies come home from you've got time. I work when I was first doing it, made I think $30,000 my first year. This is doing it like on the side, no overhead, picking everything up from the side of the road. I made $30,000, put it in my pocket, and worked maybe 10 hours a week, maybe. Okay, so like every night for like 5 days, I would go out at night, pick up all the furniture. Sometimes I had what I call generic car 123. My husband's little Kia Sportage fits a lot of stuff in that Kia Sportage. I also had serial killer van, but none of the doors worked. Serial killer van is a big church van. I almost got killed one time right before I went to Hawaii. That's a whole nother story. He was like, serious, I'm not even joking. Anyhow, the doors didn't work and the seats were like bolted into the ground. So I didn't even have that, right? Minivan moms, man, let me tell you, those minivans, those stowaway seats make really easy cars to throw that furniture in there. So I was working 10 hours a week, making and I made $30,000 a year, and I was able to stay home. I did it all for like 5 hours or 8 hours maybe, and in the course of the night, going out and finding furniture on the side of the road. First year, I don't do that now anymore. Sometimes I pick up stuff inside. Sometimes I see stuff, but I would pick it up, clean it off, stage it, post it. Sometimes I'd paint it. I really painted a couple. Like if you look back, I don't know if I even have it on my Instagram, you might see like a couple items that I painted. I am a staple gun, duct tape, super glue type of girl. Let me tell you, if you want like a super bad ass restorer, I can recommend. I do restore and I'm not bad at it. I just prefer to pick up stuff that is like already done because mama ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to sand down something, paint it, polyurethane it, wait for it, deal with the rain that may or may not be, because you got to do it outside and there's pollen coming down. I ain't got time for that, all right? So I picked up stuff 10 hours a week and made $30,000 that very first year, not my e-commerce year. I made $103,000 when I really, really got serious in my Shopify account, right? And so for y'all, those of y'all joining, check out, I'm going to be doing a free Facebook Live training next Tuesday, May 23rd, 12 noon CST. If you want that information, DM me or comment DM me information or comment, hey, I want that below. I probably should catch up some little catchy phrase like curvebulger, comment curvebulger, but that would be too confusing. Okay, comment, I want the information. That's easy. And now my $100,000 a year side hustle has fueled other passions. Okay, I am a speaker. I am a social media influencer, this content creator. This is what I love to do. I was thinking all the things I love to do. This is literally everything that I love to do. Video creation, image creation, talking to people, inspiring people. This is what I want to do. Okay, but sometimes what you love to do doesn't pay the rent. All right, but because I do furniture on the side, I can pay to do all the things that I love to do. Okay, $100,000 allows you to do things that aren't making money, because I honestly believe if it's not making money, it's not a business, it's a hobby. Right now, I just ran for Mrs. Texas. I didn't win. That was fun. Mrs. Pageantry, Mrs. Texas, going into this new realm of like where I'm not corporate, it's Elaine Mingus official, like social media influencer, slightly faith-based, modeling type of things. That doesn't pay at this point. Now we're getting there, and I'll talk about that when that takes off, which I believe it will. I will teach you how to do that too. But I definitely can teach you how to do all the Instagram reels, all the things for furniture, and how to stand out there. So if you want, definitely DM, join. I want to join. Give me information, all the things, and I will teach you, tell you my story. We'll talk about the beginnings of like how I started a Shopify, why I did a tax and DBAs and sales tax and how to deal with that, and how to deal with, like, I'll have an entire course on like disgruntled customers. Actually, a friend of mine texted me yesterday. I was like, what do I do? She is real mad. Girl, that is part of the game. Like, you're not going to make everybody happy. And that's hard, especially for somebody who's like really sensitive like me. I do not like to piss people off. I am very sensitive. And as women, let me just go here. We are so trained to be nice. I'm so sorry. Let me just give you your money back. Girl, boy, man, person. You have to get your value system in place, that you are valuable, you are a small business, you have to have a store policy. Like, and even if you're selling just yourself on Facebook, like that all sales are final needs to be in that description. I like that. Look at that. Sorry. I'm just distracted by my own image. I feel like there was a teacher that did that when I was in school. I was like, oh, poor her. Now I have it. 42. Anyhow, so I'll talk about all these things. Like, I have learned so much on how to navigate all the ways where you are protecting yourself. So when somebody just says, I want my Venmo money back or whatever, you have a solid case. You have a privacy policy in place. You have all these things that protect you as a seller, because buyer's remorse is a real thing. And they will come at you and they will Facebook review you. I have I didn't even look, maybe 300 now. 300, 250 last time I looked. 265 last time I think I looked. 5-star Facebook reviews. You know why? And I will tell you why. Because I asked for them. I said, hey, we've had a really positive experience together. Mind send me Facebook review? I'm going to request it. Every once in a while, I got in trouble. Not in trouble, but like I DM too many people. Here's my story. Like, you have taken my family out of debt. You have set us a different trajectory. I followed up, like even 6 months later with clients that bought stuff that had a positive experience with me. And I said, I am able to afford Christmas debt-free because of you. Can you please leave me a review? Or just thank you, right? I have gone over and above what is normally asked of for a seller. And it has set me apart. And so in this Facebook Live next Tuesday, I will tell you some of the key secrets to getting started. And I'm talking about getting started on $0. Because I was in debt. I had $0. Like, all these places are like, here's this $5,000 course so that you can be a billionaire. You're like, I am literally on food stamps. I cannot afford your $5,000 course. Thank you very much. I am out. Like, my credit is maxed or whatever it is. Okay? I'm talking about a zero entry, how to make some extra income so you can do simple things like go to H-E-B or afford your kids to go to gymnastics or pay off your credit card. I am not going to tell you that you need to go spend $1 billion on a studio or rent stuff or buy stuff. You are just going out. I'm going to teach you how to go out on the side of the road and pick up furniture and make money so you can be close to your family, you can be out of debt, you can feel that, because I'm telling you. So I'm going to tell you, this is this thing that I say, and I don't say it super often. My dad won a $11 million lawsuit when I was a teenager. $11 million, okay? You ask me, why were you on Medicaid then? That's a whole nother story. God love everything. Anyhow, so I married somebody whose dad was a heroin addict, whose mom was a hippie. He slept in the bottom drawer of a dresser as a kid. The lawn was never mowed. The roof leaked on her bed. So when you have a millionaire daughter who had a trust fund, and super duper poor, they had 5 boys. There's some stuff that you gotta work through. And so I know now, and I'm so glad I went through this, what it feels like to be broke and to be poor. For the cashier at HEB to tell you, don't you and your husband have jobs? I told that story earlier. You can look at the replay after this. If you want to hear it, awful, like seriously, why is the HEB lady telling me that? We have 2 college degrees, babe. We were broke as a joke. I'm gonna tell you, $30,000 a year, 5 kids. Okay? Ridiculous. All right? I know what it's like to be broke. I know the shame of pulling out that Lone Star card, that Medicaid card. Back in the day, we were at the time when WIC coupons, which is like women, infant, and children, they give you milk and beans and peanut butter. Like, it was like, I don't even have it, like coupons. Okay, luckily I was at the ghetto HEB, and everybody had those. But when I moved to suburbia, ain't no one have those. Super, super embarrassing. Makes me a little bit want to cry. It was so awful. But luckily, right around that time, they switched to like EBT cards so I could swipe it, but it still was really embarrassing. Anyhow, so hi, thank you for joining. I am absolutely understand how damaging debt can be. When you're in debt and you're like people poor, like your church is like giving you money because you were so broke and they see it and they're trying to be like, hey, let me give you a free turkey for Thanksgiving because we ain't sure you're having Thanksgiving. Like, I know that pain. And I also know what it feels like because my dad was a millionaire at some point in his life. How it feels to be totally taken care of and how it feels to pay your own way. Now, obviously, I wasn't paying my own way as my dad, but before, like I had a leg up, and then married my husband, and it just all went there because they were super, super poor, and that poor, like it's a mentality. The poor man's mentality is a thing, like that could be a whole series. Anyhow, so I'm going to teach everybody how to get out of debt, how to make 6 figures, potentially, selling vintage furniture. If you want that information, next Tuesday, May 23rd, 12 Central Standard Time, text me and I will give you that information so that you can just be a fly on the wall. Just hear a couple things. So just, comment below. Yes, I want that information. Should I open a new thing of falsies? I'm not sure here. Just use these old ones. Anyhow, so I really hope that you join us. It is totally free. We're just going to be talking about the basics. Then we're going to continue to talk about Shopify, how to start a DBA, how to photo edit. There's going to be a lot of spinoff from this first Facebook group, but like this free one, like I'm going to give you all the details. Like I'm going to tell you my whole story. It'll be live, so you'll be able to ask me questions if you want specific questions. So just comment. Yes, I do. Oh, I guess I should make that dry. I do want information about this course or this free Facebook live trading. It's not about Facebook. It's going to be about Instagram, Facebook Marketplace. We have all hers here. Any kind of selling platform that you have, Etsy, you could use too. But it's going to, the video is going to be on Facebook. You know, a Facebook group. I will let you join. Y'all can chitty chat with each other if you want. And we will just have like a coffee chat, like super low key. I am not an expert at this. Not anything. You can come in your PJs. You ain't even going to be on the video. It's going to be me. I will try not to come in my PJs. I will try to do something fabulous because I'm trying to be fabulous now. Anyhow, so I would love for y'all to join me next Tuesday, May 23rd, noon, to learn all the hacks about reselling furniture, potentially turning your family's finances right side up, and potentially getting you to a place where you can quit your job like we have and come home and we spend time with our babies. And my husband is in the Grand Canyon right now with our oldest teenagers. I really, really love traveling. I've taken 3 individual trips with my teenage daughters because of Curb Vulture, because I'm able to afford a different lifestyle. Now, I am going to tell you also, I am a huge, there's a reason I'm the reseller. I do not spend a lot of money. I went to New York for $300 for 5 days, $200 to Miami for 5 days, $300 for LA at 5 days. If you need to know that trick, that's a whole other thing, but I will teach you that trick. But I do not mess around. Waste not, want not. I'm a mom of 7. We make do a lot because I ain't about to waste money. And I'm not also about to waste time. So I am not, this Facebook live training, not going to waste your time. Like, you're going to find so much value in this Facebook live. And this is like the premier group. Like, y'all are the OG people. I mean, you will be the OG people. But you're OG, right? Like, so if you get in on this, like, you will be the people that can be like, I was in her first class and now she's making 7 figures. All right? That is the goal. I want to be stupid Donald Trump rich. Whether you like him or not, I want to be rich. I want to be rich where I don't even have to think about it. Because I know that, and I can tell you, money may not buy happiness, but it buys something. It buys something. And I want to make sure that everybody that can, that has the audacity to believe that they can also get out of their negative mindset into a place of freedom. I absolutely want to do that, help you accomplish that so that you can take trips with your babies. You don't have to work on Easter. Y'all, if y'all mothers, y'all mommies were working on Mother's Day, girl, we got to talk. I want you to have financial freedom, but not just financial. I want you to have time freedom, because time is way more expensive than anything else in the world, and it's limited, and you ain't getting it back. All right. So join my free Facebook live training. I know I keep saying the date over and over. It's just because people keep joining over and over, and they're different, and so I want to make sure that y'all know it's next Tuesday, May 23rd. Don't judge me. I put the perfume directly on my skin. Y'all hippies out there, y'all don't judge me. It's fine. This is not the best angle. I'm really sorry. All right. So y'all can pray for me so I can be less toxic and put my perfume straight up on my skin. All right. This is really difficult to talk to y'all and put my makeup on at the same time. Just saying, okay? Because I'm going to be like doing my mascara and going like, you know, we do the mascara mouth, right? So anyhow, I want to empower y'all to make money, stay home with your babies. You single mamas out there, I don't know that struggle, but I know the struggle of being broke. And it hurts. And I am so sorry that you have maybe had to bear that on yourself and not have anybody with you. But I will step alongside you and help you. And I will 100% be available in private messages to hear your actual story, because we have things that, limiting beliefs, all the things that are holding us back. And I will help you walk through that. I'm available. I really honestly want you to be financially free. I want you to be at a place where you're not struggling and you're not crying about rent. And I'm going to tell you 100%, like, the journey is not straight. There have been months where I've been like, oh, did not plan for December. That is something I learned this past December. Furniture is not the number one thing people are buying in December. Let me just tell you that. They are buying some smaller things. So I am going to now prepare for this next December so that we're not at that place where like, oh, we're buying not only groceries and mortgage, but we're buying presents, and we're also having to pay our sales tax. And, ooh, you know, like now I know, right? And I can tell you, hey, by the way, it was hard. So it's not like, I mean, I'm not going to paint it all peaches and roses. Like, there are some ups and downs. Like I said before, they're really mean people that you're like, I literally went over and above for you as a seller, and you are having buyer's remorse, and that is not my fault that you bought something and it's not perfect. You're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with disgruntled sellers, like, or buyers, sorry. It's just part of the game. I'm going to talk to you about how to deal with that. I'm going to tell you my number one secret. Do not respond in kind. If somebody's being a jerk, just let it lie. It is better to not say anything than to respond. I promise you will never feel better by saying things that make you feel good in the moment. Learn that the hard way. But I will tell you how to navigate that. I will tell you how that you can, you know, when you should make an allowance for refunds. Okay? On your thing, you should always have all sales final. We ain't doing that. But there are times that you need to make allowances, or you feel moved to make an allowance, right? Like, you're like, this is honestly like a mistake. Like, I should probably do a refund, or I have to refund. Like, we'll talk about that. Like, these will all be available in my trainings. The Facebook Live is just going to be basic stuff, because if I get into all of that, it literally will be a 20-hour course, and it's just during lunch, right? Y'all don't need a 20-hour course. I am looking, let me tell you, I'm going to just keep on with this. We're going to Cyndi Lauper this right here. Sorry, my Mrs. Texas pageant really shaped my beauty routine. Let me tell you, I have so many curling irons now. It has been a funny go. This is not my best angle. Okay, let's get it up here. Oh, that's not my best angle here. What's going on? I have like a eyelash shadow here. All right, we're gonna have to fix this. See, I told you it was hard to do this Instagram Live when I'm putting my makeup on. I look crazy. Yes, let's go. This is my look for today. Okay. All right, guys, I love you. If you want information about the Facebook Live training, God love, please DM big hair below. Just big Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper, DM Cyndi Lauper, and I'll send you information. No, don't, because I will forget. I want information. DM, wave, whatever. The comment, DM. What am I keep saying DM. Comment below. I want information. Even if you just want to be a fly on the wall. Totally fine. If you're already a reseller, come join. Steal my tricks. Totally fine. All right. I love y'all. I just want freedom. I want financial freedom, time freedom, happiness, love, joy, peace, patience, understanding. I want all those things. Thank you, big hair. Thank you. Big hair, DM me. I will. I'm like, next time I'm coming full on. It may be a thing. I may actually Cyndi Lauper hair during the Facebook Live. So, love y'all. Have a great Monday. It is going to be a fabulous week. Do realize that the things that you say inside of your head are affecting the rest of your life. So, a man thinks in his head, so is he. Okay? All that stuff vibrates down, changes who you are. So make sure that you are speaking love and life into your life, because you are worthy, you are loved, you deserve freedom. And I love y'all. See y'all later. I will DM all of y'all who said that y'all wanted stuff in just a bit.